Thanks for tuning in to the Urban Scope podcast. I'm back with my prediction for my LA Rams for the 2025-2026 season. And I'll go through all these games. And then at the end, I'll give my uh, predictions for the team going long term as far as record and things of the sort like that. But unfortunately, I do have the Rams losing the home owner at the opening home game. Um, against the Houston Texans. I think that it's adjustment period. They have new pieces coming in, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But I think they will lose that game in a narrow game. I think they will lose. But I have them winning at the Tennessee Titans. They have a new quarterback, um, rookie quarterback. So I think he still has an adjustment period and still trying to figure it out. So I think we'll be able to take advantage of that, especially with the defensive line that we have. So I do have us winning at Tennessee. I have us losing at Philadelphia because it's at Philadelphia, which is a raucous place to play. Super Bowl defending champs coming back. I think they will have some slippage as most defending teams have after, winning the Super Bowl. But I think they'll be able to figure it out against us because we have an adjustment period as well. And we have some quarterback issues as far as Matt Stafford's health. So I think they'll be able to take advantage of us in that game. So I do have us losing at Philadelphia. But I do have us winning at home against the Indianapolis Colts and San Francisco 49ers. I don't think those teams have adequate quarterback play or have the pieces around them. San Francisco lost Debo Samuels, and I think that was a big part of what their team did. And C-Mac, I don't know how healthy he'll be because he goes in and out of the lineup. So I think we'll be able to take advantage of them, especially being rivals. But Indianapolis definitely doesn't have a quarterback situation right now. We just have to stop the run for the most part. I do have us losing at Baltimore. I have a high respect for Lamar Jackson, what he's able to do as a football player. So I just think that playing in Baltimore with that Rutgers crowd, they're going to have a chip on their shoulder from getting knocked out of the playoffs last year and just scrutiny around that team not being able to win. So I think they will be able to overcome us in that game. Now, I do have us winning at home against Jacksonville Jaguars because I know Jacksonville doesn't really have a quarterback as well, even though they paid him like he was. And they have great pieces like Travis Hunter and Travis Etienne. But I think they still have a lot of ways to go on defense, and their offense is not going to be able to move the football on against us, especially not running it. And New Orleans as well. They don't have a quarterback, and they have a lot of holes in their team. And maybe I think his name Rashid Shaheed. If he comes back, they'll have a little bit, but they don't have a quarterback, so I don't think they'll be able to mess with us. I do have us losing at San Francisco. I think San Francisco will get us one of these games because it's just a rivalry divisional game. So I think they'll get us one of these games. I won't be surprised if we win both, but I got, just being objective, I think we'll lose at San Francisco. But I think we come back and win at home versus the Seattle Seahawks because I don't think the Seahawks, they have a rookie quarterback in Jalen Milroe, and they lost DK Metcalf. The defense has a bunch of holes in it. So I don't think they'll be able to mess with us, even especially us at home. Now, I do have us losing at home against Tampa Bay, having such a respect for Baker Mayfield, Boomer Sooner, and the pieces he has in Mike Evans and Godwin and just the running backs, Bucky Irvin. He has a lot of pieces around him, and I think he'll be able to come anything. Baker is very underrated, so I do have us losing that game. But I do have us winning on the road at Carolina Panthers, who has a young quarterback and a lot of pieces they need. And I think we'll win against Arizona on the road because they have Baker Mayfield and Marvin Harrison Jr. still figuring it out, but they don't really have anything much other than that, especially on the offensive end. So I think we'll be able to take advantage of that. And then I also have us winning the flex game, which is kind of weird. I don't know about this game, but it's a flex game that they're going to fit in somewhere in the schedule against Arizona. But I think no matter where they schedule or whenever they schedule this game, we'll beat Arizona twice this year. But I do have my Rams going 11-6 and making the playoffs, which I believe they should be able to win in the division this year because it's not a strong division this year as it's been, over the last decade or so. And the only questions that I really have about this team is, well, one of the questions I have is just the health of Matt Stafford, because they talk about his back and, your back doesn't get better as you get older. It gets worse in a football sense. So we're going to have to watch that. But we did add Devontae Adams to go alongside Puka Nacua. that I think we'll have one of the best wide receiver tandems in the league, especially quarterback receiver tandems. We'll have one of the best in the league. But I believe Devontae Adams will be a huge asset because you can't double team Puka, especially since we lost Cooper Cup to Seattle. I believe that adding Devontae Adams was very, uh, pivotal for us because now you can't double team Puka and we can put them on opposite sides and they can do work. And we have Kyron Williams who just got re-signed, so he'll be able to work between the tackles and between the guards and be able to get us some good yardage. So I believe we will have that asset. But I think one of the most promising things that we have is that defensive line. Now, it's very interesting to say that after the loss of Aaron Donald. However, I believe that they had to retool that line, and they got a lot of great pieces with Brandon Fisk and Kobe Turner, and then you have Jared Verse at the linebacker spot. It's going to be phenomenal to see, and hopefully the new rookies that they added will be able to um, add and not take away from what that line has done, because we know the back end is a little compromised, but I think with the pressure that the front line to put on the back line should be fine with with the coverages. But I always have faith in the Rams because of the coach, Sean McVay. I believe the best coach in the league, and that's being objective, even though I'm a Rams fan. But I feel he's a great motivator and strategist. If anytime you watch his post game speeches, they're legendary every time, and they bring you goosebumps. Even if you're not a fan of the Rams, but he's very high energy and very high, very knowledgeable, similar to what Pete Carroll was for Seattle Seahawks, even though I believe he'll bring that energy to the Las Vegas Raiders now. Pete Carroll will. But this should be a good year, and we should make it to the playoffs, and I believe we should make it at least the second round. But we gave Philadelphia Eagles last year in the playoffs the most competition, and I believe we won that game. I believe we could have made it to the Super Bowl, and I believe we would have easily beat the Kansas City Chiefs because our defensive line is just that good. And if the Eagles line did it, I know our line could have did it as well, even though they're younger, but I think they're stronger and they're more energetic. But tell me what your thoughts about the Rams this year. And until next time, I'll see you next time.